Slovakia's Prime Minister Robert Fico has sparked a fiery diplomatic clash with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky after threatening retaliatory measures against Kyiv, deepening tensions over the halt of gas transit. Fico's harsh words hit a nerve with Ukraine, which now faces not just the wrath of Russian aggression, but a potential second energy front from Slovakia. This escalating standoff centers on a critical dispute involving the flow of Russian gas through Ukraine, set to end on December 31st, and the power supply agreements that bind Slovakia to Kyiv. Fico, long a vocal critic of Western policies, especially in the context of the Ukraine-Russia war, has warned that Slovakia may stop supplying electricity to Ukraine if the latter proceeds with cutting off Russian gas transit.
If after January 1, Slovakia stops importing gas through Ukraine and leads to the consequences of which I have now openly spoken and against which I am fighting where possible, please do not turn to the government of the Slovak Republic, but turn to the government of the President of Ukraine and to the government of all member states of the European Union, which, in exchange for the damage to the Russian Federation, go to this economic suicide. After January 1, we will assess the situation and the possibilities of reciprocal measures against Ukraine. If this is inevitable, we will stop the supply of electricity, which Ukraine desperately needs in case of a power outage, or we will agree on another approach.
Ukraine, however, is not backing down. Energy Minister Herman Galushchenko swiftly fired back, describing Fico's threat as a clear violation of European regulations. The Minister of Energy has already addressed a letter to the EU Energy Commissioner, NTSOE, and the energy community regarding the Slovak threats, said the Ministry of Energy in a statement on Telegram. Galushchenko assured that Ukraine has alternative plans to secure its electricity supply from neighboring countries willing to step up their energy exports. Zelensky, visibly outraged, accused Fico of aligning with Moscow's interests at the expense of Slovak and European welfare. It appears that Putin gave Fico the order to open the second energy front against Ukraine at the expense of the Slovak people's interests, Zelensky wrote in a social media post, emphasizing that Fico's actions were driven by Russian motives rather than European solidarity.
Fico's short-sighted policy has already deprived the Slovak people of compensation for losing Russian gas transit. It now risks depriving the Slovaks of another $200 million per year, which Ukraine pays for the imported electricity. Yes, this critical import does not come free, and the cost is significant.
The Ukrainian president reminded Fico that Ukraine's energy needs stem from Russia's destructive actions on Ukrainian power plants, particularly the Zaporizhzhia nuclear facility, which remains under Russian occupation. Fico's threats come at a critical juncture for both Slovakia and Ukraine. As Slovakia relies heavily on Russian gas for its own energy security, the expiration of the gas transit deal between Ukraine and Russia at the end of this year puts Slovakia in a precarious position. Kyiv has made it clear that it will not extend any new agreements for gas transit with Russia, citing the ongoing conflict. The end of the deal would strip Slovakia of around 500 million euros in annual revenue from gas transit fees, leaving the country with limited options. Despite these challenges, Zelensky remains resolute in his commitment to securing Ukraine's energy needs, underlining that his country is working with EU neighbors to maintain adequate electricity supplies.